I've got a company actually that we've been trying to get sponsorship from for 3 months, and I've actually sent 14 emails to this woman. Now it's a bit of fun for me. I just send her an email every week. I'm like a dog with a bone. I'm like, you will reply to me at one point or at. And then the other day I was like, I found out she works in another business, and I'm like, I'm going to go into that business. I'm going to sit there till she walks in for a cup of coffee, because I don't care at this point.
Yeah.
You can't do that. It's rude.
Hi, my name is Judy Russell and I'm a video trainer and producer with the Vid Academy.
Hi, my name is Sian Horn and I am a business and marketing mentor. I teach businesses what they need to know to stay in business. Also the founder of the Club Women's Network and Elite Pilates and bbell.com.
Hi, my name is Jen and I'm the founder of a paid advertising agency called Lemon7 based here in Cork.
Hey, I'm Jay Woodard and I am the creative director at Ad32, a content production house that produces content for SMEs and corporates.
This episode is brought to you by Lemon7, the marketing agency that your competitors are going to wish they found first. If you'd like to get a paid advertising proposal today, head over to lemon7.ie.
Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, actually, let's talk about this briefly. And I'm not going to name names, whatever it is. But I've been ghosted again by the same company. I've been ghosted twice in a year and a half by the same company. So they came to me, they had an idea, they wanted the whole branding, TikTok, all this kind of stuff. Wanted content, sent me ideas, sent me stuff they wanted. Grand, I'm kind of eager to see what I can do with them. I'm excited. Did a proposal up, had 2 or 3 calls after the proposal. Great, moving ahead. And then all of a sudden, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, as in like zero. And I followed up 2 or 3 times, zero. I thought, right, someone's after dying here or something. Then I said, fuck it, cut my losses, I'll move on. About a month ago, I got another email. The marketing manager from this place, again, same place. I was like, maybe, and I checked the person who'd left, the person I was dealing with had left at the time or had left recently or whatever. I thought, right, maybe he fell apart.
Just
and
some sort of hiccup between moving people.
Tried again, did it. She pitched a proposal to me, or she asked for a proposal. I said, I don't really do proposals anymore unless it's a big enough project and I feel like I need to do one, I want to do one. But I did a mini one, kind of pitched it. She came back saying, no, that's not kind of what we're looking for. Can you give us another version of this, this, and this? I was like, okay, and did up another version. And then nothing.
Yeah, that happened to me, same company previously where I had started rolling out their Google Ads. I was working with them probably 3-month mark at the stage. And next I got all these notifications being like another agency was added to the Google Ad account. Totally normal in an audit situation and totally normal if you're transferring agencies. But normally you'd give the original agency a heads up. And then he came back to me and he was like, I just think this project would work better with 2 agencies in the one account. Imagine 2 agencies working on the same Google. Anyway, the back and forth. I would think this, the other agency would think that, and that was fine. And then I think it was like a week later, he just kind of stopped responding to me and just kind of transferred over to the other agency.
No pay? Did you get paid?
No. I did, but I let the last invoice kind of slide. I was just like, I just can't be arsed chasing this down.
Shit, like.
But it was just bizarre because my numbers were better on leaving. So it was, I couldn't figure out heads or tails of what was going on there. But
regardless of what happened, what didn't happen, who the company are, blah, 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 ghosting, I'm sorry, is unacceptable. And if you ghost people, you are a shit person. You really are.
I gave them away out. She said they were kind of putting out to tender with other agencies and stuff. You have to yes and no to that. From your story, obviously they do kind of do that. But then I emailed only last week or a week and a half or 2 weeks ago saying, hey, can you give me an update on this? I'm kind of scheduling time, September, October. Let me know if you've gone with another agency. All that is back is, hey, Jay, thanks so much for this. Look, we've gone with the other agency. We'll be in touch in the future.
Fine.
Yeah.
Literally 15 seconds.
But I'm back to, actually, we were discussing this morning, and we're back to, I always reply to all the sales emails that come in through my email.
I think of you every time I don't reply.
Yeah, but I always do for the same reason of exactly that. So I always just say, thanks for thinking of me, but I'm fine. And if they reply second time, I say, please take me off your mail list. But I always just reply, no thanks. Do it on LinkedIn as well, no thanks. And like I say, second time I say, would you just take me off? I'm just not interested. Because it's so upsetting when people do it to you. And it's so rude. I've got a company actually that we've been trying to get sponsorship from for 3 months, and I've I actually sent 14 emails to this woman. Now it's a bit of fun for me. I just send her an email every week. I'm like a dog with a bone. I'm like, you will reply to me at one point and then the other day I was like, I found out she works in another business and I'm like, I'm going to go into that business. I'm going to sit there till she walks in for a cup of coffee because I don't care at this point. Yeah. You can't do that. It's rude.
I use a tool called Superhuman for my emails and you can schedule responses that automatically don't send if the person replies.
Oh, wow.
So it just you can keep up so like when I ship a proposal, I automatically set up a 7-part reminder sequence that goes afterwards. Hey, just following up on this, any questions? Next one might be like, oh, hey, noticed you haven't responded yet. Here's my Calendly link if you need to jump on for 15 minutes to chat about the proposal. But the entire sequence will stop if they reply. In the meantime,
so good.
It's really handy. Because I never forget to, always forget to follow up is what I should say.
It's like become a sport for me now.
Yeah, I go to all the quotes I've sent out.
You're getting too much of a kick out of the automated system, to be honest.
And shit, like, because we spend time on it.
Different titles. No. Let's like zip it up. What should we do?
Bizarrely though, speaking of our last episode, now that we seem to have rolled into the second one, is that person, even though they didn't, I really don't think they replied to me, but randomly left me a really good Google review afterwards.
It just pisses me off. I know people, they know that I'm connected to people who I'm in the business circles and stuff.
But
it's like,
even like during the week when I had to message you about someone who we kind of all know, and
that's stuck in my head since just the comment that they said about
I don't remember that.
I've thought about that 3 or 4 times this week. And I'm like,
what was it?
So annoying.
Do you remember I dropped in the WhatsApp group? I was like, oh, this person has reached out to me to work on their socials.
Yes, excuse me,
yeah. And I was just like, hey, what's going on? Do you know? And you were able to kind of clarify some assumptions I had made previously.
And that's it. That person won't get the business because they'd mess others over or this kind of stuff or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's too small.
Cork is too small to be shitty.
You can't be effing people over.
But in that scenario, the place where we both got ghosted by, I'm delighted you got ghosted in a way that,
thanks.
You know what I mean? I'm delighted you got ghosted as well, because it's not just me. It wasn't my shitty fucking proposal. Like this fucking guy.
No, Jerry, that was just
you. But that's bad management from the top, right?
I'm doing some work with a fabulous company and I adore them. But I had a meeting, same sort of thing. There's a lot of thing going on in the company. Sent 4 or 5 emails, wasn't getting a reply. And then they were having an event last week. So I bought a ticket to the event and the marketing manager was at the event. And as I walked in, I could see her at the back of the room and I went, come here now. And I said, I just had to see you because I thought you turned into a ghost. And she was like, I am so sorry. And I said, do me a favour, please do me a favour. Just tell me you're busy. Just tell me you're busy. Yeah. It's so fine to be busy, but it's quite a large project and we're already now a month behind because she hasn't got back. Do you know what I mean? So just tell me.
If you're that stuck, have an out of office on where it's like, hey, we're working on projects in and out. I'm up the walls. I will respond as soon as I can. Yeah. That alone I'm happy with. And if you don't get back to me, fine. I know you're up the walls.
Yes. And it's fine to be busy, like it's 100%. Absolutely grand. And like I've got to meet with this lovely guy and he replies to my email and then I'm not by my email for like 24 hours and then I'm like, oh, shit, I've got to reply to him and we keep missing the times that we're going to meet. And I emailed him this morning, I said, you at this point think I'm mad. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But we really have to meet. So here's the options and just send me the invite. Don't come back and say, is that okay? Just send the invite. I'm free these times.
I'll yes or no it like.
And I'll just yes the invite. And then once it's in the Google Calendar, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
It's done. It's locked in, guys. It's locked in. But yeah, always interesting. But yeah, ghosting, not acceptable. No.
It happens the whole time when like you can always tell if someone like I'd ring them, they'd like I'm running campaigns awareness ads at the moment and like I'm getting good leads off them. I have a few things that are in the works with them and stuff, but the other ones then you're seeing like solo entrepreneur, like €1,000 budget, and then you go to their website and it's like one picture of a hair thing, and you're like, oh, okay. So, but as you said, like always touch base with those people, see what they're, because they could be something building in the background. Because Jen said, that like that you went to this fella's profile and he had nothing there, but you contacted him and it turned out he was some fucking
my goodness, one of the best deals I've landed all year was a faceless TikTok account that was like user 15972, and I was like, oh, when they requested for a proposal first, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then normally I don't. I've actually been caught a couple of times where afterwards I was like, shit, that was real. But I took the call with them and fucking genius business model afterwards. They built software essentially that, say you as a business owner would require the software.
Yeah.
You would need it to kind of manage your business.
Like a hairdresser,
through.
you're
Like a
booking in.
like a
Yes.
florist. Like a florist, but for a particular industry, and I'll tell you afterwards. But they also built in the payment processing.
Lovely.
So it doesn't matter a shit how many people are using the software. They actually don't care about that at all. They're processing all of the payments of their clients. So the way Stripe will take your 2 or 3%, they're getting the 2 or 3%.
That's genius.
Software.
So genius, like.
So
That's
genius.
genius.
You're making money in your
Everyone
sleep.
builds software and then it's like, plug in Stripe, plug in whatever payment processor to make life easier. Build your own fucking payment processor. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to cost you
Very
a
clever.
good chunk of change up front, but you're taking a slice of like the core
Monthly.
debit there.
That's the sort of thing you get
Monthly,
loads of
recurring
investment.
and multiple
Recurring.
accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
think-
Delicious.
Yeah.
How much was it? I think it was like, I can't remember how many clients go through
Did you say
the
700
software.
700 monthly users or something on the software?
So, no, I think it's more. Anyway, it's not nothing major to write home about, but it's in the millions and millions that are being processed payment wise.
So the moral to this story is never assume.
Yeah.
But I never assume if there's a fucking gold rush, sell shovels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Build the system that is charging the person.
Yeah.
This is the
There's
least
a
sexy
reason
business.
Stripe, the reason the Stripe boys are worth billions is because they built a processor that can get paid through.
Yeah.
And as you said, it might cost you 5-10 grand up front to get it built by someone dev, but then you'll have that back. Like just pure example, if I don't know, if the club did it, built its own processors and then took the percentage in that mentality or however that works.
We
Do you know what I
need
mean?
less sponsorship.
That's what I'm saying,
on
but
it.
do you know what I mean? Because Stripe are getting that money either way,
Yeah.
or whoever's
Oh, no,
getting the money either way.
absolutely.
Like, so put that back into the system or whatever it is. It's crazy. Like,
It's crazy money in it.
and as you said, the most unattractive businesses are usually the ones that make
Oh,
millions.
do you know who I'm super interested to work with at
And
the
people.
moment is I don't give a fuck about your sexy new idea.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a shit. If you are, like if I'm picking who I'm going to work with or not work with, if you have a new idea to the market, I have very little interest unless I'm getting kind of unicorn or breakthrough vibes from you, which is going to be far and few between. If you're a plumber, a builder, an electrician, if you're maybe a mechanic or anything like that, I'll ship you a proposal that day.
Yep.
Like no hassle. I'll even do a rev share.
Yep.
No problem.
Tried and tested.
Tried, tested, in demand.
A buddy of mine is involved in mortgages and all that kind of stuff, and he said the people who are getting money these days and who are getting nice houses are tradies.
Yeah.
They're rocking up 150,000 a year,
Can't get them.
and that you can't get them, and that's what's
get
going
hold of
through the
them.
books.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they sent us all to third level education to study theoretical stuff.
My-
I would have
yeah.
loved to have done a trade.
My brother left school at 16 and he's doing unreal for himself. Like,
Yeah, you're your own boss.
Trade.
It's tough. It's not an easy job. Like it's going. Like, but again, it's funny because now they're teaching all the trades in college.
Yeah.
Amazing,
You
yeah.
have to go to college to do the trades.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
How is AI going to build your house?
I know. Well, ChatGPT is definitely helping me
know.
build my house. I had a planning call there last week with the planners, and I think that they're discriminating because I don't have children or a husband. I think that they're saying, I don't think that you have a need for a house. And I'm
Wow.
like, they're like, why don't you just build on a little room to your mum's house kind of thing? And I'm like, because I don't want it. And then I had my mum on the Zoom with me,
Just tell them
and
that
she's
you've
like,
got
I want my own
eggs
space.
frozen and you're going to buy some sperm and you need someone to put the
That's
kids
exactly
that are
what I
gonna pop
planned.
out.
I planned to have 8 children.
You don't have to explain yourself to them. Build my fucking house.
But I can't believe the
you know what I mean?
amount of authority that they have, and like the amount of assumptions they can kind of give
Yeah.
you, and like it's mad. But I have to play the game, I suppose, and I have to just like be really nice and do what they say and
Are
stuff
they
like that.
county planners or are they just a private company you've hired?
No, they're county.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, yes, they're.
Fuck off.
I know it's a
This
really
shit,
weird thing that's set up. Like the things that they have issues with are they don't like a number of houses in a row. More than 5, it can't be in a row because it's ribbon development. But then I was looking at somewhere like Norway the other day, and they've got 2 miles of houses in a row with
Norway's
like
class.
large
Yes.
gardens going out the back, and it actually looks lovely. And I'm like,
And this for you to build.
There's half an acre that I could get 2
Yeah.
doors down from my mum's house, and I'd really like to
Build
that to
on
be
it.
my mission, you know, and
Yes.
like that would
It's
be a
hilarious
dream come true. But
You can go and pay 100 to 150 grand to buy a plot, and then you have to go ask someone for permission.
I know,
And
After
you
you pay
can't,
that
and
money, do you know what I mean?
it's
It's
too
just-
difficult to ask for permission before you buy the plot,
yeah.
because then the plot becomes more expensive.
I know. It's there's no winning, like, and
It's pathetic.
it's very
It's
very
a
difficult.
shit system.
But everywhere, like even I remember we watched at Clarkson's Farm,
Yeah.
where he tried to build a restaurant, and it's like, it's my land, I have all the right things, we'll get them all in, and the council kicked out. It's like, it's full of these people who are just naysayers or begrudgers, or they're just stuck there for the last 30 years. And well, this was different now 20 years ago. It's like, well, 20 years ago, the world was different.
Yes.
And there was no
mean-
planning permission 50 years ago.
Yeah.
That's planning permission.
No.
When you came in, you were allowed to build what you want. But I suppose now they have to have. I see why there is planning. I see why there's
There should be
permission.
checklists.
But that should be very down to.
is there
it should be
sewage? Is there this? Is
Exactly,
there this?
not
Yeah.
like, do you deserve to have your
Yeah.
own house? That's the kind of the vibe I got from it, and I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I did government and public policy in college, and one of my modules was planning and permission, all of that. And I used to love it because the lecturer would give a case study on fun examples that were like against planning or whatever. And you know, Mad in Cork,
Mm.
and you know, every year around Halloween they blow up the big green fella.
Yeah.
He's actually too much distance from the building and is technically shouldn't be there for planning permission or whatever, but no one says a bit to him because no one complains about the big green man, essentially. But technically, ticking the box, it's actually outside of like the planning remit or whatever. So I thought that was a good example. But like the reality is, the places should be zoned.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to build in anything you want anywhere, regardless of if you own it. Should be zoned, and then like that, a checklist, and maybe we've gotten to a stage now where, like, you know, you can make photorealistic examples and throw them up on your front. You know, the way at the moment there's like a council site, and it's like you're reading it and you're like, sure, I don't know what that's going to be. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Just like a fucking picture. This is what it looks like now. This is what it looked like when my house is there. Do you have a problem? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Judy, you're solving a problem for them. That's what annoys me. It's a piece of land that isn't being used. There isn't enough houses. Let the girl build the house, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? You're not building a mansion.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to be tiny, and I'm looking
Yeah.
at modular. I'm looking at concrete
I
modular.
met a phenomenal woman last week. I'll find her name for you.
Amazing.
Has a brilliant modular business.
Even like that, the cabins. I have a client, he says, no council will give you a planning permission for a cabin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
And it's like,
Yeah.
geez, why not? Like, why not? Like, it goes into the whole thing of like the whole councils. Like, we can fucking talk about this for ages. Like, there's zero support for small businesses from the councils.
No.
Like, zero support. Like, when I had Hooks, I put a table outside. That's €125, please, per chair, per table, per this. And it's like,
Was it
I have 2 tables.
120 for the year? Is it for
Per
a chair?
table.
For a table.
Per table.
Wow. Yeah.
And then there's the rates, which are atrocious. There's no support there. If you're in any way late, you get a sheriff's letter, and a very demanding, aggressive sheriff's letter. Like, and then even my
Did you
mom.
ever meet the sheriff?
Oh yeah, I've told you. Of
With
course,
the hat
the
and
Hooks,
everything.
yeah.
Sure, I know him well now.
The most sheriffs are lovely because they're just doing their job. And if you
yeah.
like anyone, like when I was closing the business, I had to talk to the sheriff. There's rates and all kind of stuff, owing and stuff. But it's like any with the revenue. Talk to these people. Don't ignore them. Don't freak out. Don't literally say, "I'll pay you €5 a week." That's all. And they'll take it and say, "Thank you so much." Yeah, perfect. And then when you can pay more, like, always talk to revenue, because no matter what will happen between you and your business, it's either death or the tax man will close your business. Like, do you know what I mean? If you fuck around with the revenue, like, but again,
It's not your money.
No.
Yeah, and I think that's the really important thing. You know, people are like, I'm going to charge £20 for that. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're charging $15.60 for that. The rest isn't yours.
Yeah.
I know.
But then this whole movement of the 13.5% to the 9%. I talk to some restaurants and clients and people that are like, oh, yeah, it will really help. I'm like, I get it really help, and it probably will help some of cash flow. And I get it. I'm all for it. Like, the government said they were in net positive billions in revenue last year.
Yeah.
Like, come on, 700 restaurants and cafes closed in the last year, all over Ireland. It's atrocious. Like,
But they were closing before. They were closing before.
not all of them.
Well, a lot of them were closing before. And they weren't putting that up to 13.5. They were putting it back to 13.5. And listen, I think that the less revenue we can pay, the better in small business. Fact. I do think it should be structured that way. I don't think I mean, God, actually, look at Apple. Are we actually going to get that money? But
and what will be spent on it?
Who will get it?
Podcast.
Shelters.
But yeah, no,
shelters everywhere.
I think that's where the confusion lay for people though, was like they're not putting it up, they're putting it back. It was dropped for a period of time for a reason, but that actually was what it always was. I completely get why they're fighting for it. I'm from hospitality originally, but I also think it was passed on to me. So, and when it dropped to 9%, I wasn't given that money back as a patron. So it's a really difficult one. Such a difficult.
I think as well because like the structure of when
they'd be kicked back off that.
What?
They'd be kicked back off that, I think.
Oh yeah, no, I'll probably be barred from half the restaurants. But no, I mean, I get it. But I'm talking, I like to be devil's advocate. I am talking as a patron. And that's the kind of feedback that I get from people is, it wasn't that they were hiking it. It was they was going back to the original price. I'm a business owner. I own a couple of small businesses. I wish I was paying 9%. I wish I was paying 13.5%.
But all of that, whether it's 9, 13 or 23%, it doesn't make any difference because it wasn't yours to begin with.
Yeah.
But I suppose the problem with the hospitality piece on the restaurant, let's go with the cafe example. You just can't charge more than a certain amount for a coffee. Otherwise, people are just like, you just can't. And I can understand where the cash flow gets benefited. But with the way interest rates have been moving as well and like the actual spending power of people, it's actually put them in a very difficult position to keep moving it up and down because they can't change the price for the customer and their cash flow keeps moving like this out for something out of their own control. And they can't raise, they potentially can't raise because of the market at the moment.
Example though, because coffee, the price of coffee, and the GP on coffee is a very different perspective.
Fair enough, but anything.
But food. I get. I used to work kitchen, so I know. You worked in food. You know what GP you need to make to cover your staffing costs, etc. I think it's the cost situation is a much bigger problem. It's the problem of staffing the venue that they have. There is no staff. They're pulling staff in from other places in Europe, rightly so. However, they bring them in and there's nowhere now for them to live. And then if they do live, the rents are really high. So then the wages are much higher. And it's a vicious circle.
There's this notion that raising people's minimum wages is going to benefit and help with the cost of living. But all it does is drive the cost of living up.
Yeah.
Because people still can't afford anything and it's a whole...
And I think the same with mortgages. I think like lending people so much money and it just pushes the house prices up and then people are struggling. Like cap the mortgages at a certain level. Like I think it's far too much money.
I'm waiting to buy a house and I'm genuinely hoping and wishing for an absolute crash at the market.
I know.
That's awful.
I know.
Christmas, Jane, not till after Christmas.
But you know what I mean? I shouldn't want that at all.
No, absolutely. And look, I bought in the boom.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it's funny enough, so I'm selling my property now. I'm selling my property now because for the first time in 17 years, is it back to what I bought it for? However, the problem is, nobody's like, it's a perfect time to sell. It's actually not for the unwanted landlords that we all became, because everybody is selling now because everybody's gone back into positive equity. So there is so many apartments just like mine on the market at the moment. It's crazy.
It's almost a buyer's market for apartments and stuff.
It kind of is. And it's just been the last 6 months. So everybody's like, oh my God, finally I'll get back what I paid for the bloody thing. So there's hundreds of them on the market. Now they will sell because people need to buy. And look, I get it. People shouldn't have been given them. I certainly shouldn't have got the mortgage.
But also like there's a population increase of 30% since you bought it in the same breath.
Absolutely.
It's crazy, like.
But I should never have been given that. I mean, the stories behind how I got that mortgage and where I borrowed the money from and all, like, hilarious.
I should have walked out from my leaving cert, gone across the road to the bank and gotten a fucking mortgage.
Do you know what I mean?
Just
We
on the
should have
cusp.
too.
Yeah.
We got 100% mortgages back then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had 100 2%, I think. But saying that, I've been paying my mortgage for 19 years and realised that I'd be paying it, if I was keeping it, I'd be paying it for nearly another 19 years.
Oh my God.
So a 36-year mortgage.
And the not
I'd
the
be in the
majority, but a
70s,
huge
like.
amount of that is interest. It's not the
Massive.
price.
No, I had a tracker.
Yeah.
I was very lucky.
Yeah.
You know, like people say to me, oh, but would you not go into the tracker because they're going up, up, up? And I'm like, the money I've saved in the last 14 years, you've got to be kidding me. Tracker all the way, and it's starting to come down now. Now it doesn't matter anymore. I'm flogging the thing, getting rid of it. Thank God. It was nothing. It didn't bring me any joy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Tough. And again, government are charging 50% in your rent. And it's like, what?
It costs me £4,000 a year to rent my apartment out, with my ground rent and the VAT tax that I pay, which 30 property tax, 36% as a solopreneur. That's all obviously income. It costs me exactly £4,000 a year to rent it out.
And is that including management fees?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is not worth my pocket to rent it out.
So you're losing money.
So if you said I bought it for 300 grand and I've been renting it for 15 years, then really it cost me 348 grand.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's cost me.
Jesus.
And that isn't even bringing in who's rented it and how much money it's cost me over the years, because they're all scumbags and they've left it as absolute shit pits every single time. That's why I'll always be an amazing tenant in my rentals, because I mean, I've been through absolute hell in that place. That's a whole episode. I could write a book on that apartment.
That's it. We're good tenants, like myself and Jules. Like we really take care of the house. It's our home, like.
Absolutely.
I mean, and that to just treat someone so badly, I just don't understand.
I don't get it either.
I really
don't get it
like.
either. But
You're gonna buy a house, would you? Fuck's sake, Judy.
Oh God.
What's the incentive? Nice segue. Your incentives.
Just as she drinks the
yeah,
water.
just as she drinks the water.
Yeah.
When's Black Friday, lads? 5 weeks? 6 weeks?
In November,
November, sorry, 8 weeks.
8 or 9 weeks out, yeah. Jesus Christ,
A friend of mine who works in
life.
sales was saying that like it's really hard in sales at the moment because everyone is waiting
Everyone's
on
waiting,
Black Friday.
yeah. You should see
I'm
them add
not.
to cart rate.
Black Friday goes over my head.
Oh, really?
But like,
Everyone adding to cart, not checking out.
right.
oh,
Spikes, I'd say, does it?
Spikes,
I never
yeah.
thought of that.
Yeah, they add to
so
cart
they
rate
add
up.
to cart.
So
and
that
then
they
A lot of
remember.
people
The cookies
add to
remember,
cart
yeah.
as if you're saving something. Like, I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's
Do you
weird.
know what people do to me on Instagram? It drives me up the fucking wall.
Go on, Jay.
I love sassy Jane.
Go.
Join us in our next episode for an inside look at the strategies behind Black Friday, a deep dive into healthy eating and lifestyle choices, and discover what's been driving Jen up the wall. See you next week.